Hey guys, welcome to the Road to 2000 SC Triumph here. Today I am playing round 4 of the Chaturanga Chess Championship over the board 2024, and I am playing black against Terrence Hall. Terrence Hall is a very good player. He even has peaked around 2000 rating. So let's get into this game. It starts with d4, c5, Benoni, d5, e6, c4, e takes d5, c takes d5, d6. Classic Benoni structure, knight c3, h6 is a mistake. It says g6 is best. Okay, e4 is best. Knight f6 is an inaccuracy. Bishop b5 check is an inaccuracy. Knight b to d7 is best. Terrence is +1 here, and he loses a little bit of an advantage with a4. a6 is best, bishop e2 is best, queen e7 is excellent. Attacking the e4 pawn twice. Queen c2 is good, and around here I'm starting to equalize. Knight e5 is a mistake until then, because of he plays h3 is a miss, and then it's like almost equalized altogether. The computer wanted him to play f4, which I could see. I go, this didn't happen, but let's look at this line. After f4, bishop d2, g5 wants me to play g3, bishop g7, knight f3, knight g4, e5. Interesting line. Castles, knight e4, g takes, d takes f4, d takes e4, h3 is best. So computer has him completely winning. Knight's under attack, and the computer wants me to play f takes, or e takes f4, which I guess it doesn't want me to move. Knight g to f6 is best. Okay. Knight g to f6, d6, and queen e6. Okay. Knight takes f6. Why not bishop f4? I mean, c4. Okay. Well, none of this happened. He played h3. I played g5 is a great move. I just figured why not just go for it. Knight f3, bishop g7. Make sure that makes good. Bishop g7 is an inaccuracy. Knight takes f3 is best. I'm not even going to look at that line. Knight takes e5, queen takes e5. Castle is good. f4 is best. I played g4. H takes, bishop takes g4. f3 is good. All right. So in this position, what would you play? Just kind of interesting to see. Are you going to retreat the bishop, bring him back to h5, d7? Are you going to check? You can even play queen e4. Let's see what happens. Bishop h3 on the board, a possible bishop sacrifice. Let's see how he plays this. Does he take? I was just in hopes of. Alright, let's say he takes. I'm either gonna, I can go rook here, or I could check him right away. It's got one square here. I can check again. It's got to go back. And now rook here, right? It wants me to check him again. H1. So it wants me to get a draw here. Is that what we're doing? Okay, so it's not even counting the repetition, is it? Yeah. Okay. Knight takes d5. Oh, wow. Knight takes d5. Bishop b5. Okay. Gotta move the king. If you take, rook takes. Oh, it wants me to play this. Okay. Queen h2. Bishop g4 check. Bishop e3. We're gonna take. E3 check. King h1. Takes h2. Takes h2. Then what? Knight takes c3. And I'm up a bishop in this line, but is there something better here? Okay, here. I mean, it's an interesting line. That didn't happen. So we're going to go queen g3. And so after that, he plays bishop e3. Doesn't take my bishop on h3. Then I play queen g3, pinning the pawn. Threatening checkmate. So how does he get out of this? Bishop c4 is a blunder. Um, Rook f2 is best. I don't know why he played bishop c4, but so now we go for it. Haven't seen a brilliant move yet. Let's see one. Knight g4. Okay. This is pinned. The pawn is pinned. And now the knight is here threatening checkmate on h2. So obviously he has to do something about this. So what does he do? He takes. And that pawn was pinned to the bishop. So now I can take with my queen with check. And he goes king h1. Now at this point, I am completely winning. -2. Bishop takes g4 is best. Queen f2 is best. Queen g5. And this brings me back to, and I did calculate all this. This brings me back to round 2, if you remember my round 2 video. I talk about sometimes letting your opponent check you to get to make him think he has a tempo or tempi, and as long as you calculate it all and you know what your plan is, then that's fine to let them check you once in a while. So I let him take f7 with check. Looks kind of scary, but this has all been calculated. King d8 is forced. He goes back to try to trade queens. Rook a to d1 was best. Okay, so he wants to trade. I bring the bishop to e5. He takes, I take with check, opening up the H file for my rook. King over, bishop d4 check. Has to pin. He just has to pin. His rook, king e7, bishop e2. Bishop takes e2 is an inaccuracy. Rook a to f8 is best. I actually don't know why I didn't play that, but he's got some went up a little bit. But it's still -2. Rook a3. Bishop takes f2. King takes f2. And now he has a knight and a rook, and I have two rooks. King g1, rook h4, knight g3, king d7. By the way, if I don't play king d7, he may have some forks on the table at a later point. Rook b3, king c7, a5, tries to push some pawns. And he actually has an interesting uh, possibility here you'll see in a second. Rook c3, rook f2, b4, b6, a takes, king takes, b takes c5 with check, b takes c5, and look what he has here. Two connected pass pawns, which is, it's a shot in the dark, but hey, it's a valiant effort on his part. e5, rook d2, rook b3 check, king a7, d6, rook d1 check, king h2, and at that point I'm chasing his king away from these squares and um, where he can possibly hide away. Rook h8 check, he has nowhere to go, so I actually get his knight for free. These connected passers, they definitely look scary. Rook takes h5, king g3, rook d5 is best, king g4, rook h4 is excellent. I connect the rooks. He tries to get his rook behind his pawn, king b7, king takes g5, c4 is best, king f6. And now it's all basically endgame semantics here. I am up a rook. Of course, he has two connected pass pawns with his king helping. With these two rooks, and my passer is just too much here. Rook d3, trying to trade. c3, rook c2, king c6, king f7, rook takes e5. And I think that's pretty much it. Rook a2, a5, king f6, rook c5 behind the pawn, c2, if he pushes, my rook's going to take, and after c2, white resigned. And this was one of my better games against a way higher rated opponent. Um, very proud of this game, and it was round 4. Um, so if we go back here, I try to sack my bishop, and then I sack my knight. It's temporary because I get a piece right back with check, and a pawn. But I was I just thought it was an interesting line. We just go through it for a second. Here, what are you gonna play? Bishop h3. It's like, I know the computer didn't like it, but there's a lot of possibilities here. If he does take rook here, also check first, then rook. Like, there's just a lot of possibilities here, and I liked it. So, he didn't take, queen here. It's just a lot of pressure there on the king side. A lot of pressure, and I just felt like attacking this game and, you know, just not even castling. Let him check me, definitely not castling then. Bishop here. He's if you go bishop here, check takes, check takes. I didn't look at this. So if here, what if queen check, rook takes, rook check, king here, rook takes. Yeah, it's checkmate because check. It's gonna be close. Here we got check, and I get back a rook. So goes here. Like that. Sounds good analysis. Bishop g3 is best, or queen g3 is best. 3 is best. It's gonna go king f1, bishop d4, knight d1, and then you just take, right? Takes d1, rook takes, and mate. Okay, so he cannot do that. That didn't happen. I just thought that was an interesting line or a possibility. But this happened. I just thought it was a really interesting attack on the king side against the white king and not castling on my own behalf. So this is round 4. I am now 3 out of 4 points going into round 5 of the Chaturanga Chess Championship. So thanks for tuning in to this one. We'll get into round 5, see if there's another interesting game. Thanks for joining. Click subscribe and share, and I appreciate the support. You guys have a great day. All right, signing off.